Welcome to a new season of Junkyard Joust. I'm Aaron Yonda, and this is the very first qualifier of Season 3. You can see our 5 teams that will be competing here tonight. 2 of these teams will not move on. 3 of them will go on to the Junkyard Joust competition. Let's head into the garage and see who we've got. First up, we've got the One Hit Wonders, sponsored by the Mark W. Falens Collection. Featuring Cosmic Blues, sponsored by Sloth's Automotive Sachet and Buffet. Twang Thang, sponsored by Tim the Bear Neal. Hip Hop, sponsored by Pricex Private Parts. Classic Rock, sponsored by Woeful Fiber Art. Rockabilly, sponsored by Dion Ice Cream Logue. Ooh, this team looks vicious. They're known as Legionary. With the Hammered Coupe, sponsored by Deluxe Flame. Dual Fueler, sponsored by Sean and Patrick Hogan. Troy Soldier, sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Double Vision, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. And The Commuter, sponsored by Raygull Radio. Next up is a unique team. They're called the Worthington Dragsters, sponsored by the Worthington Library. Featuring the Jocko Liner, 74 grams, that thing is heavy. The Fighting Irish. I wonder if that's the skinniest car we've ever had on the show. Flamin' Frank Pedregan's Fiat Coupe. That is not easy to say. The Snake. Oh, that's a lot easier to say. Followed up by the Mongoose. Mongoose and a Snake in the same team. Oh boy. Pink Push is back. They got a brand new team. No Pink Caddy this time. Instead, they've got the 67 VW 1536, sponsored by Hasty Productions. The Pink Bullet, sponsored by Judy Collins. Diaper Dragger, sponsored by Mr. Strathholm. Monte Carlo Concept Car, sponsored by Ellis Wurtenberger. And the Manga Tuner, sponsored by Wayland Enterprises International. Winnebago is back with the Warpath and a more fearsome looking team than ever before. Featuring, of course, the Winnebago, 163 grams. This thing's sponsored by AJ's Performance Tuning and Rod Throwing. And the biggest thing on the track tonight, the MBX Cab Over, 199 grams. And wait a minute, what is Tim the Toolman doing up in that convertible? Boy, I think he chose the least safe spot on that whole truck. International Durastar Flatbed, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. This thing has a ramp. And the 70 Ford F350, sponsored by Winnebago Trauma Clinic. Another ramp, Winnebago getting into ramps apparently. And finally, the VW Transport Crew Cab, sponsored by Emo Dingo. If you've seen Junkyard Joust, you know how this works. Rule number 1, survive. You gotta be right side up at the end of a round in order to move on to the next round. You're out if you're sideways or upside down. Those are the rules. Let's joust. Running order is up, and first on the list is Hip Hop for the One Hit Wonders. Challenge here for the One Hit Wonders is to outlive their name. They're going to need to get in multiple hits tonight if they want to stay in this match. You won't see any cars going down the track backwards. That has been ruled out unless there is a special no-holds-barred round that's required in order to get an elimination, perhaps in the finals. The VW Transport Crew Cab knocks Evil Weevil off the track. Track Buffer did quite well in the head-on collision event. I hope you didn't miss that because it was a lot of fun. Cars flying everywhere. About to hit the track is the Mongoose for the Worthington Dragsters, a team, of course, entirely made up of dragsters. And the trailer gets knocked off of the VW Transport. We've got a brand new rule this season. If a part of your vehicle, could be a trailer, could be a chunk of the car, whatever it is, if it comes off of your car, it's eliminated and doesn't come back, even if your car survives and goes on to the next round. Dual Fueler jabs at the VW Transport Cab, makes a little bit of a recovery there. Dual Fueler, of course, for the Legionary team. Some good undercutting ability on that team. And first up for the Pink Push, it's going to be the tiny Manga Tuner, 31 grams. Manga Tuner, a good hit, and the first casualty of Season 3 could potentially be Hip Hop, who couldn't quite make it upright. Just about managed to turn over. It looked like it was going to happen, then it didn't. And now Manga Tuner is in danger. Rockabilly for the One Hit Wonder is going to try to get some revenge. Rockabilly slams into Manga Tuner, but that car makes a nice recovery. But Rockabilly's got the Dual Fueler up on the edge of the track, and Mongoose is in a little bit of danger right there. Good hit, and potentially setting up some takedowns. Winnebago Warpath going to send down the International Durastar Flatbed, and that ramp is down. Oh, but it doesn't matter. It goes right off the back of Rockabilly. Might have been a bad time trying to send down a ramp truck, but so far he's okay up in the front right there. Winnebago definitely trying to spice things up here with some ramps and some extra heavy vehicles this time around. The Jocko liner takes to the track and annihilates the International flatbed. That thing is upside down and done. Rockabilly makes a nice recovery, but the heaviness of the Jocko liner devastating that flatbed truck, and Winnebago has got to be unhappy about that. Double vision now for Legionary. Double vision, a big hit on the back of the Jocko liner, sends him up in the air with some undercutting, and part of the Jocko liner has broken off. I think that's supposed to happen. I don't know, but it's gone now, and it's not coming back. That will not be put back on that car for the second round if it survives. The 67 VW sort of lightly slams into double vision, pushes him up to the front of the track. A very cautious hit, but I guess it did the trick, and that VW is safe up there. Has a very low back too. Going to be hard to get that car off the track. Here comes Classic Rock, a surprisingly heavy car, 49 grams. And a nice hit for the one-hit wonders there. It knocks double feature off. Doesn't really do any damage. And now that car is locked into the track. Winnebago's up next for the Warpath. Winnebago's got a couple new things this season. A low sort of scoop on the front designed to go under ramped cars, and a nice low bumper on the back. A nice big hit there, and Classic Rock is rocked, but not off the track. That didn't feel like as aggressive of a hit from Winnebago as we're used to, but I think Winnebago trying to play it cautious or something this season. Maybe feeling like all that aggressive behavior in the past hasn't really paid off. And now we've got the Fighting Irish for the Dragsters. Fighting Irish cannot get under Winnebago, so that is working out nicely. Classic Rock is just about sideways. That is not a good position to be in for the one-hit wonders. Winnebago got to be pleased that that back bumper just paid off big time. And now up the commuter for Legionary. 60 grams of car knocks the Fighting Irish right off the track with a nice spinning recovery, and the commuter locks it in behind Winnebago. Next up for the push, it's the Monte Carlo concept car. This thing's kind of heavy. And a nice big hit on the commuter. The commuter gets tossed up in the air, upside down, still on the track, so there's maybe a chance of recovery after that hit. That was a nice one, though, from the Monte Carlo concept car. Here comes Twang Thing for the one-hit wonders. I guess you'd call that a good car. And a not too bad of a hit there from Twang Thing. Gonna push commuter off the track. Commuter's probably toast, and now he's locked in on the track. MBX cab over 199 grams. Look out below. Actually, not that big of a hit. Expected a lot more from a vehicle that big. I think he got a little bit stuck on the back end in between the track, and so his hit was not as big as it could have been. So for now, Tim the Toolman is safe. Here comes Flamin' Frank Pedregan's Fiat Coupe. The coupe scoots under the cab over, and oh man, that is not a good position for that cab over to be in, but the Fiat lost a chunk of itself as it slid underneath. It's kind of a sharp edge on the back of the cab over there. About to hit the track for Legionary, it's Troy Soldier. Troy Soldier stabs underneath the cab over, and the cab over tips and falls. Somehow Tim the Toolman did not fall out of that convertible. He must have his butt glued to the back of the car, and it's not looking good for that cab over. All that weight still couldn't survive that hit from Troy Soldier. Here comes the Pink Bullet. Pink Bullet knocks a couple cars off the track, and it looks like we might have just lost that coupe, but Troy Soldier makes a nice recovery. Cosmic Blues is going to hit the track now for the Wonders. Cosmic Blues just slams into the back of Pink Bullet. Cannot get anything to happen. The cab over kind of relaxes a little bit more. He's not going anywhere. And now the Warpath is sending down the 74 F350. This thing has a nice ramp on the back. Oh man, a great hit there on Cosmic, and it looks like he's out. Oh, he almost recovered, but no, he's looking pretty sideways now. And now we're gonna see what happens exactly with that ramp on the back of this truck. It looks pretty deadly. Let's see if the Snake can handle it. This thing's got undercutting ability. And what just happened? It looks to me like the Snake actually just sheared off those treads. They're now farther up underneath the Ford, so not much of a ramp truck if your ramp just breaks right off on the first hit. Good job by the Snake there taking those out. Here comes the Hammered Coupe. Hammered Coupe causes all kinds of damage. There's pieces flying all over the place. The Ford is tossed off the track. The Snake is tossed off the track in parts, both of them upside down. That was a nasty hit there. Legionary very, very excited about the potential of that car. Diaper Dragger now for the push. Diaper Dragger gets underneath the Hammered Coupe but can't get him off the track. That was a good hit though. But Diaper Dragger was the final car for this round, so that's going to be the end to the action. Let's take a look at the mess we've got out on the track. We're going to end up with 8 cars eliminated in this round. And also, yep, there is the treads from the Ford lying on the track after cleanup. Yep, they were sheared right off. Taking a look at the aftermath, the Worthington Dragsters were hit hard in this round. They lost 3 of their Dragsters. One Hit Wonders and Winnebago Warpath each lost 2. Legionary just lost the Commuter, and Pink Push coming out of this round looking very good without a single loss. And they're going to start us off in round 2 with the VW 1500. Story of this match so far, the Worthington Dragsters got some great undercutting ability, but not too stable on the track. 3 losses is going to be rough for them, but it was pretty impressive when they sheared off the back of that Ford and kind of ruined Winnebago's ramp plans. Here comes the Hammered Coupe now for Legionary. Hammered Coupe just annihilates the VW, and that could definitely be the first elimination for the Pink Push. That car is just a beast, and I don't think the VW is going to be coming back from that hit. And now it's Winnebago. I think Winnebago wants a piece of that Hammered Coupe. Maybe that low attachment on the front of the vehicle will do something. And no, it doesn't. It sends Evil Weevil off the track, but instead of taking out the Hammered Coupe, Winnebago bounces back and gets tossed off the edge in a really precarious position. That is not where Winnebago wants to be right now. Twang Thang's got an opportunity. And Twang Thang takes the opportunity. Twang, bang, and thang you, ma'am. That vehicle is gone. Winnebago, a rough hit right there. Winnebago Warpath came into this match with a plan, and I'm sorry to say that plan is not going well right now. Next up, the Fighting Irish. Fighting Irish gets underneath Twang Thang, and Twang Thang now upside down and pretty much done on the side of the track. Great hit. Dragsters are really good at those kind of hits. Now, if he can just stay on the track, Monte Carlo Concept Car is going to take a shot. Monte Carlo, oh man, almost got the Fighting Irish upside down, but he made a great recovery, and look at this. The Concept Car goes flying off the back of the Hammered Coupe, ends up upside down at the front of the track. That Hammered Coupe is a double threat. Almost got a little bit of a ramp going. Let's see if Troy Soldier can deal with it. Troy Soldier, an amazing hit, but it doesn't work out. He goes off the back of the coupe and ends up upside down after multiple flips over on the left, and the coupe almost comes out, but then somehow he slides back into position on the track. And now the VW Transport crew cab's gonna take a shot without that trailer. The crew cab goes right off the back of the coupe into the crates and sideways, and the coupe, however, was actually tossed off the track, so that did work out, but at the cost of that crew cab being probably eliminated. Rockabilly now for the Wonders. Rockabilly hits the safety bar at the end of the track because there's no cars left. They've all been taken off the track, and that's just not a good thing to do, unfortunately. And Rockabilly is tossed unceremoniously up in the air, upside down, and off the track. Now the Jocko Liner for the Dragsters has to do that same thing. And the Jocko Liner handles it a lot better. All that weight proving to be an asset, and he stays very stable on the track, even with part of his car missing. He's moved back a little ways on the track, so it could be a ripe target for the Diaper Dragger. Let's see what happens. Diaper Dragger does indeed take out the Jocko Liner, and the Jocko Liner goes twirling all over, flips upside down. That was a nice hit by that Diaper Dragger. That car is a little bit of a menace, actually. And now Double Vision's going to take a shot at the Dragger. A nice cut there underneath the Diaper Dragger, but he can't take him out. The Diaper Dragger makes a great recovery, and so does Double Vision after hitting that safety bar up at the front of the track. Those two cars are good to go. And right now we're looking at Winnebago Warpath's last hope in this match, the 74 F350. He's got to take a run straight in that safety bar, and he manages it fairly well. Does a little bouncing, but manages to land right side up on his teammate Winnebago. That doesn't look like a super safe spot, but we'll see what happens when Classic Rock takes a hit. 49 grams of car right here, could be a heavy one. And it was a big hit on the Ford, upside down. If he doesn't come back from that, Winnebago is out of this match. The Warpath made a bunch of mistakes in this round, and if they can't get a recovery, they're not even gonna qualify and move on to the Junkyard Joust. Pink Bullet. And Pink Bullet, just like that, rock and roll is dead. Classic Rock flipping upside down on top of Jocko over there and landing almost sideways on the edge of the track, but basically surviving that hit. Here comes Dual Fueler now for Legionary. Fueler slams into that safety bar and goes almost all the way back up the track. It was a solid recovery. Could have been bad, but a very stable car there. Got those big tires in the back and straddles the track very successfully. Here comes the Manga Tuner for Pink Push. Manga Tuner can't do anything to the Fueler. Manages to stay on the track and stay upright, and that is going to be the final car for this round. And I got bad news for the Wonders and for Winnebago. They have no cars left, and they are out of this qualifier. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Legionary got 3 left, Pink Push still have 3 left, and the Dragsters squeak by with the Fightin' Irish, the only surviving dragster of this match. All 3 of these teams are going to move on to the main event. Congrats to our 3 qualifiers. We've got some interesting cars on these teams to keep an eye on. I don't know what happened with Winnebago Warpath. Looks like they didn't even show up. What the... Okay. Looks like we might have a sore loser right here. Unfortunately, Tim the Toolman bearing the brunt of this little stunt. Oh man, the cab over just breaks apart. Tim goes flying up into the air. Looks like he made it all the way to 11, and now he's gonna have to make his way to a hospital. Thanks for joining us tonight on Junkyard Joust. We've got a few sponsorships left over at the Junkyard Joust Patreon, so become a patron now if you want to sponsor a car this season. And coming up, we'll have more head-on and more qualifiers. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.